Being a mom is the best, right? Tiny little hilarious versions of ourselves running all around, making a mess, making memories. It's the best. But being a mom is also like being caught up in a wicked storm if you're constantly underprepared, flying by the seat of your pants, which, if we're being totally honest, is me a lot of the time. But today, I'm gonna share 4 mom hacks with you that are gonna keep you cool, calm, and collected even in the midst of Hurricane Toddler. Get ready to level up your car rides with tip number 1. I present to you the portable trash can. So whether you are constantly on the go with preteens, running them to this activity or that activity, or if you're like me, trying to keep tiny little humans, toddlers, distracted in the car, always. Or maybe you are in fact a real-life superhuman and you're doing both at the same time, running the teens, running the toddlers, doing it both simultaneously. You are superhuman, I tell you. Whatever your story is, I'm telling you, keeping this DIY portable trash can in your car is a complete game changer. I do not know about you, but I do not have all the time in the world to be cleaning crap out of my Mommobile 24/7. So I use an airtight cereal container that I snagged at Target, lined with the same bag that my cereal container was put in after I purchased it at Target, and then I put the lid on top, and then I've got an airtight garbage can to keep in my car to throw away receipts, to throw away wrappers, to throw away snacks that I don't want my kids to know that I've eaten without them. Let's talk behavior for tip number 2. I have 3 children ranging from ages 8 months to 6 years old, and that comes with a normal range of behavioral mishaps and learning moments as my kids try to figure out and learn what is acceptable behavior and what is not acceptable behavior in our household. Using some frustrated words to express your anger about not being able to have a can of frosting for breakfast, that's normal. That's acceptable. Screaming like a tornado siren and throwing toys at your sibling because you can't have frosting for breakfast, not acceptable. It can be really hard to teach kids about appropriate and inappropriate behavior. And typically the best way to teach them is by setting the example. But as a backup, because let's face it, I'm human and my behavior is not always on point either. So as a backup, I like to use a behavior chart. Ours is really colorful, there are emojis on it, and each child has a glittery magnet that represents the first letter of their names. And each day, my kids start out as Switzerland. They start out on a neutral white line and they have the opportunity to either move up or down on the behavior chart each day, depending on their behavior. Each time they move up in the behavior chart above that neutral line, they can earn 30 minutes of screen time, and their screen time can look like TV time, it can be computer time like on ABC Mouse, or reading eggs, or some type of learning program. It can be time on their tablets. But if they want to test mama and move down in the behavior chart, they lose 30 minutes of screen time each time they move down, and ultimately they can earn an early bedtime and lose screen privileges for however long I see fit. I like the behavior chart because it does make them aware of how they are or are not treating one another, and respect is a really big thing in our house, so I want my children to be aware of how it is okay to treat one another within our household, because if they know how to treat each other within the walls of our house, then I can trust that they're gonna go out and be good human beings and treat other people with respect too. And it also teaches them how to mindfully work for something that they want. And since we are talking about charts, and I do love a good chart sister, I'm a type A personality, a family time-blocked schedule has completely changed my life. Not familiar with time blocking? That's okay, let me break it down for you. Time blocking is a productivity technique for time management, and I need all the help I can get in that department. And the chunks of time within your time-blocked day or week are broken down into smaller chunks to make them more manageable. So what the heck does that mean for #momlife? Well, time blocking might be a great thing for you if you feel like your day is lacking focus or direction, or maybe you feel like you never know what's coming next, or because you're busy juggling the schedules of everyone in your household, you just need a little more structure and control over your day. I've printed and laminated a daily time block template that hangs on my fridge so my entire family can reference it. I change it out each night based on what we have going on for the next day. And it's nice to know what's coming next and when, not just for me, but for my children and my husband as well. And the cool thing about time blocking is that while it provides structure, it doesn't feel super rigid like a mile-long to-do list feels. Do you know what I mean? That overwhelming, like suffocating feeling of a to-do list that you know is just never gonna end. Have you kind of sensed a theme here? Raise your hand if you're guilty of getting so lost doing all the things to keep your household running all day long that dinner time rolls around and you realize you have 0 plans, 0 food, nothing ready to go for dinner. I have been that mom without a dinner plan more times than I can count, until I started utilizing a weekly meal planner. Every Friday night, I sit down with a nice glass of wine, a few slices of pizza, because Friday nights in our house are pizza night, so mama doesn't have to think about dinner, and I fill out our weekly meal plan for the coming week. The meal plan also hangs on my fridge, aka my command center, where I keep to-do lists, where I keep the time blocking schedule, where I keep the kids' chore chart, where I keep the behavior chart, command center. And the reason it hangs there is that so I can reference it, but also so my family can reference it. That way they don't ask me 75 times a day what we're having for dinner. I hope this has left you feeling ready to tackle whatever mom life throws at you, and I will see you next time.